I've never seen anybody even do
I've
that.
seen people eat a cold Pop-Tart, but it never crossed my mind to eat 2 Pop-Tarts at the same time.
Welcome to the Bush League Podcast. A show about nothing and everything.
Jeremy's looking up the levels now. Pop-Tart. Pop-Tarts.
Butter on a Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tart. I was thinking this the other day. The skeleton has shampoo in the shower. The skeleton ran out of shampoo in the shower. What's that from? I think that's from Anchorman.
Yeah, it's something like
right?
that.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, so we're ready to start, and Cameron's gone.
Off to the urination station.
I'm an old man.
Oh, gosh.
You must eliminate often.
Haven't gone since 3 o'clock this morning.
Wow.
So, boys, what are we talking about? Are we talking about... I haven't seen you in a while. We didn't see each other over Christmas or anything, and we just kind of, I don't know, we live in different cities and stuff, and
We're kind of late.
We're late getting this up, and we're late getting it posted. We're late recording it even, so we're...
So we're late all around.
But, you know, people understand Christmas and New Year's and whatnot.
Yeah. So my New Year's resolution was to not obviously do things more on time, because none of this is on time. But
Mine was to be more organized, so I understand. I do understand. You should see my desk right now. Oh, my gosh. And if someone cleaned it up for me, I'd lose everything then. It's organized chaos.
My resolution is to be more decisive, so I'm just kind of taking my time to figure out exactly what I want my resolution to be, because I'm not going to be decisive.
They call that... That's not decisive. They call that lazy.
Is that like the old joke? Like, my wife says I don't listen enough. At least I think that's what she said. I'm not listening.
you can.
What about you? Yeah, you can.
My New Year's resolution was try to be nicer in the morning.
Well, let me tell you. I can tell you, folks. It's 10:15, and the last podcast we did this at a similar time, and he was much crankier. So I think you've really
Yes, spirits are up.
you've really came around on that one.
Well, I tried, and I'm going to fail, but, you know, it's the attempt that counts.
So we need to poke and prod and see if we can break him.
He's only flipped the bird at us twice yet.
See, that's progress.
Why do you think, though, like, I see resolutions every year, and people, like, I don't know why. I wonder if it's an accountability thing, that they want other people to keep them accountable, or they think it's going to keep themselves more accountable if they very publicly declare it on Facebook or something, right? Why can't people stick to their resolutions? What is it?
Because
That's too hard.
Because I see these massive declarations on Facebook, and to be fair, and maybe this is on me a little bit, sometimes because of the person or because of what they're declaring or because of maybe any combination of those things, you guys know that you're looking at it going, no, you're not. Or I give that a month. Or,
Yep.
And like, I'd love to be wrong for you. I really would. But I know you and I know your schedule and I know you're like, good luck with that. Or,
Yeah. Because
What
I
is
think
it?
it's like too last minute. Because does anyone really like in November, they're like, all right, New Year's resolution coming up. Got to start preparing and planning. Everyone on New Year's Eve is like, you know what? I'm gonna get healthy next year.
I'm
And
going to
so you've
gorge
done-
Chinese food tonight.
But I tell you, by
Hand
by
the
Monday
extra-
morning,
hand
and
the
so-
extra MSG.
you give yourself no time, or you put no thought into it, and then it's a nice idea, and then you don't stick with it.
It's a horrible time of year to try to change because it's the middle of winter. You're depressed. You just came out of the holidays. You're exhausted. The last thing you really want to try to do is change the way you're living.
And for a lot of us, yeah, no, you're
a
not
lot of
wrong.
effort.
And for a lot of us, like, we live in Canada, and it's our snowiest season is right now. Like in February, end of January, February, we'll get slammed with some snow here soon. There's a complete lack of sunlight. You're not getting outside. A normal person will feel down this time of year anyway and not even understand why, because of the lack of sunlight. You're not getting outside. You're not getting fresh air. You're not. But right now, I'm going to change. I'm going to get healthier, and I'm not saying you can't, but it is definitely not.
I can't.
But did you ever think, though, it's something that everybody says, I'm going to do this. It's like, I'm so empowered. It's like, it's the new year and I'm going to make it better than the last one. But in the end, it's just another day. It's not like you've magically flipped the switch and said, oh, this year is so much better than last. It'd be like me getting up yesterday saying, tomorrow's going to be better. It might be, it might not be. You just never know.
Well, that's my point. You're just like on a whim, like, you know.
I've never looked at it
everything
as,
tomorrow.
and I'm bad for, and Cam knows I'm bad for this even in conversation. Some people can rhyme off the year something happened. I can't.
You never could.
I can't. And it's not like I can remember how many years ago it was. I'll say, oh no, it was 12 years ago.
What does that mean?
What year was that? I don't know.
Does that mean like you don't really care about anything?
Well, maybe. But like I'm not someone that, I have a theory for this too, like a twofold theory, but like most teacher friends that I have, because I'm a teacher, New Year's isn't a big deal. But I tell you, my New Year's Eve is the last day of school in June.
Right.
And my New Year's Day, like my first day of the new year, is when I'm back in late August. Like, all right, this year.
Right.
Because I almost feel like that's my cycle.
Yeah.
Like for me, New Year's Eve happens. It's 2020 now. Here we go, guys. And semester one's not even done yet. I got 2 weeks left and then we're switching over. We have an exam week in semester two. Like my year's still going. And so for me, like Cameron says, nothing really changed. It's another day. For me, literally nothing. For some people, they work very regular jobs that aren't cyclical. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I
And
have
so
one of
like
those
New
jobs.
Year's is there. It's a new year. And for me, it's like, it's the same school year though. I'm still even in the same semester. My semester
That's
didn't
true.
even end.
It's you look forward to it when you work like, 8 to 5 or whatever. Cause you have Christmas and then you have that black hole of time in between Boxing Day and New Year's Eve where like you can't, like I went for work, but like nobody was there, and like
Yeah, I know.
nothing really.
I know
it's
what you mean.
Weird. It's like time stops. You don't know what day it is.
Well, a couple of years ago,
Yeah, you lose track of what day it is.
But that's like your reset, So then January starts because you work every day. So it's like that's your actual reset. However, I know what you're saying. It's totally different. It's kind of like a different,
Well, because I know some people that
situation.
have stuck to their resolutions in the past. I've seen it. I've seen people that, like this year is going to be the year and they've done it.
but everybody goes on about at New Year's, you have to have a resolution. You have to have a resolution. It's like, do you really need to have a
really?
resolution?
I don't know if I've ever had one.
Well,
I don't think I ever have either.
well, until today.
I've never
And
had,
that's why Gary's never
I'm with
changed.
Gary, but I'm with Gary. I'm with Gary. I don't think I've ever had one either. I've had kind of for my school year, and that I wouldn't even call it a resolution. It'd be moments of, like my plan book this year, so help me, I'm going to be more organized in it. And I've done it. I've just, you know what I mean? But I don't call that a big, like, life-changing resolution. It's more like, last year this got away from me a little bit. It made my year rougher later because it was harder to follow. I'm gonna be on that this year. It's really not this year. It's going to be the year that I climb Mount Kilimanjaro, and I'm gonna it's
Pikachu.
yeah. Like my plan book's going to be more organized this year. So you make it more organized and you try. Yeah,
Build a cabin in the woods.
build a cabin in the woods, Jamaica. Yeah. So guys, I've been thinking it's 2020. And I've been looking into taking better care of myself. And it's a bit of an excuse, to be fair, but I'm an insanely fussy eater. But what I discovered, some of you know what I'm talking about, but what I discovered, the Simply for Life food market in Miramichi, Sam Siddle, it's not just, I always thought that Simply for Life was just a diet plan or something like that, but it's actually not that at all. It's a like nutritionist, built-in coaching, all that stuff. But what they actually have there is a full-on food market. Like, did you guys know that? Like, there's healthy pizza?
What?
I did know that,
I
but
didn't know that.
I just wish they wouldn't call it pizza. Because pizza's not healthy.
That's true.
But not this stuff.
But not this stuff. Really good alternatives to every food you can imagine, whether it's condiments or stuff to bake with. Keto-friendly options. There's a meat market, or organically made, ethically sourced stuff. It's phenomenal stuff. It's changed because as a fussy eater, okay, you guys know I hate vegetables. I can't do it. Turns out, under the right circumstance, I can eat vegetables. Who knew? Guys, I like cauliflower pizza.
Wow. I never thought I'd hear you say that.
Well, I've never heard that on a pizza.
Because it doesn't taste like cauliflower. I don't know what they do, but just saying.
Do they deep fry it?
No. But there's all kinds of different food options.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some of the other food options? Do you know?
Oh, chocolate bars, candy. No, but there is. And it's low calorie, good for you. It's not full of aspartame and junk.
Yeah.
There are healthy options out there that you can get. And Sam is super knowledgeable. She can show you around, tell you what you need. And it's not a diet plan. It's more like having a coach. And you don't need to be a member or even do that to shop at the food market. You can just go in, and I know, silly idea, just buy food.
Wow.
I know.
I do that now, but I do that at the grocery store and I buy bad food. But you're saying if I go there and buy food, I'm buying good food.
You're buying good food,
Is that
healthier
right?
you, take care of yourself. You guys should check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Simply for Life, Miramichi, the food market. Be there. I have successfully quit pop. I know.
I need pop. That's my happy place.
Oh,
Does the sparkling water stuff count as pop?
no.
I pretty much
see.
live on that now.
I wanted to bet one of those
Me
soda
too.
streams. I wanted to try one
I
of
love
those
the soda stream.
Club soda.
I love the soda stream.
It's cheap.
Yeah, what? How
That's what I did. And I didn't read that on the internet. I said, you know what? I just like the feel of pop with the meal. And club soda gives
Yeah.
you the feel without any of the, whatever the big
Yeah.
words are that you're not supposed to have.
I live by the soda stream, and I always
Sugar?
have a couple things of Mio,
Right.
but I know what flavors of Mio are aspartame free because I don't want aspartame, and it's
Yeah.
like I'm drinking pop.
Yeah, I've tried
Especially
some.
the lemonade one. Oh my
The
gosh,
lemonade
it's like
one
a
is
carbonated
amazing.
lemonade.
It is.
Oh,
Yeah.
So Neo, free publicity. If you want to sponsor us, we definitely appreciate it.
Neo?
Neo.
it's Mio.
Neo.
Neo's from the Matrix.
Yeah, I was like,
No, that's Neil.
I kind of had one, more work-ish related, I guess. Like, I didn't do a whole lot of recording in 2019 because my son was born in January 7th. So,
You just had a birthday.
yeah, he just had a birthday. Yep. So he, anyway, so that kind of, spent the year trying to figure out how to do that stuff.
It's a thing though.
You sound
Yeah.
confident, Jay. You gotta like the confidence.
But make no mistake, it's been a year. I haven't figured out anything.
It had to happen.
But this year it's like,
Necessity.
yeah, this year it's like I want to get back into recording again, and it's more or less to make the effort. I always think that like you make time for the things you want to do, and you say I don't have time for a lot of the things you don't want to do, which is you can usually make time for whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Usually. But I wanted to get more into recording again this year because I kind of got some momentum with it in 2018, and it was kind of a sign actually this year because I got an email that the song that's the intro for this show is selected on Song Trader as one of 5 artists to be promoted across 300 colleges across the U.S.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's actually our intro song.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So it'll be played across colleges all across the U.S. And so that just happened like a couple days ago, started January. And so I was like, all right, that's my kind of motivation. Like, all right,
Yeah.
you got to get going this year. Like you got stuff happening, stuff's going. So, but that kind of happened to align at the same time. So I guess this year I want to try to get back.
It's gonna
Back
be
into
the
the
year
game.
of Jeremy.
Yeah.
That's right. The year of Jeremy recording in his basement.
Much like we're doing right now.
Much like we're doing right now.
recording in your basement.
That's pretty cool though.
That is neat.
Yeah.
Very
So,
nice.
Anyway,
Did you build that 2x4 desk?
yes. Do not look too close at it. I did not have a square, and I wanted to get it done. And there is no 90-degree angle to be found anywhere on it. There's 88. There's 95.
Did you not
Hold
have?
your stuff though.
Did,
yeah, it holds my
It's
stuff. Yeah.
sturdy.
did you
Yeah.
not have a square?
That's
No.
what he just said.
That's what I said.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, did you mean to do it that way? Was that intentional?
No,
It's
no.
very. Abstract.
And I didn't. Yeah,
Could put
it's
it in
art.
an art museum.
It is art.
I like the gaps. The gaps give it character.
I did not look at I didn't check all the 2x4 to see if it was like
Cut flush.
Warped.
straight. I didn't do any of that. I just grabbed pieces and cut it because I just wanted to put stuff on it, and so that's all.
But you know what? You built it with your own hands.
I did, and then I stained it. And,
Big fan of that.
yeah.
Proud.
It
Should
looks
be proud.
rustic.
Same.
Right? Rustic.
Rustic.
And someday it'll be vintage.
Jeremy's New Year resolution is discover what a 90-degree angle is.
I'm going to buy a square, and then I'll know.
What do you mean I need a level? What do you need a level for?
Yeah.
I got a laser level for Christmas, so obviously
there
someone
you
saw
go.
this and said, good grief, this guy needs some help.
What are you getting for Jeremy? Did you see the table he built downstairs?
Hey,
I'll have to
look,
get a picture and put it on the Facebook page so people can see how terrible my craftsmanship is.
it looks good. It's fine.
From over there, if you're sitting here, it looks very bad.
Well, that's why I'm over here.
Yeah,
Sturdy. That's the main thing.
That's
That's
the main
right.
thing.
yeah.
And we had Sportsnet up on here earlier, and I saw that they were showing highlights from a handball game.
I saw that.
And I watched handball at the Olympics once, like last Olympics, and it was really fun to watch. And we played it as kids in school growing up, but I had no idea that there's professional handball leagues.
You know, I played it in school too, and it was fun.
Yeah,
When I
Like,
played
I don't know why it's not a
I
bigger
liked it
thing
more
around
than
here.
floor hockey when I was a kid.
when I played it in
So
school,
you're talking.
it was dodgeball.
Oh, we
like-
played handball and we played a little lacrosse, actually. They fooled around with lacrosse for a little bit.
I've never played handball ever.
It's fun.
Yeah,
Are you talking about you're sitting on the floor,
no,
pushing the
no,
ball around with your
it's like
No.
you're allowed to take like 3 steps
That's
or
hand
something
hockey.
with a ball, and then you have to.
mini sticks?
Yeah, you can
Oh.
take like 3 steps or something with a ball, and then you have to either throw it to somebody else or throw it towards the net. And then it's just like soccer or hockey. There's like a goalie in the net, and you have to,
Oh,
instead of kick it by him, you're throwing it by
I think
him.
you get 3
remember playing
steps,
it.
but the ball has to be released before your third step hits the floor, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of
Okay.
guys are like 1, 2, jump, and like heave the ball
And
or throw
guys
the
are
ball
doing
or
like
pass
these
the ball.
huge Superman jumps to get like over top of you and find angles to get it past the defender.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have never seen that.
Yeah, and it is fun to play.
Yeah.
Once you get going, it is fun to play. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it at the Olympics and watched it before. but
Floor
they just
hockey
had
should be an
highlights.
Olympic sport.
They just had
Floor hockey
highlights
should
with
be.
Team Sweden in Europe.
Wow.
We played a lot of
Obviously,
floor hockey
they're
when I was
winning.
younger.
I remember mini sticks. Like, well, nobody could see this.
How
but I
come
have
there's no,
two mini
or maybe
sticks on
there
them.
is. Is there a floor hockey league?
Where?
Different cities have them.
I don't
I'm
think
not
they
sure
go
about professional.
But how come it's
Yeah.
never gotten bigger to like, it's fun.
Because you have to be in shape.
because you get it. See, when you say
And if you
floor
were in
hockey, I
shape
get
enough
that.
to do that, you're just playing hockey.
I get that burning sensation in my chest at the mention of floor hockey.
Oh my gosh, right?
Whoa.
If there was a league, I'd play. I'd be in it. I would love to. I'd play all the time. But like trying to get over the hump of that, where your lungs fall out of your
Well,
chest.
I tell you,
Yep.
there was a basketball tournament at school last year, 5-on-5, and staff were allowed to play. And some students came to get me, like, "Oh, we have to get Theriault. We have to get Theriault. Used to play basketball. Have to get." And like, they don't, thank God, they don't know I suck, right? But so I played to humor them, and like 2 minutes in, I am gassed. And I know what you mean, and I had this moment of, I'm the tallest one on the court. They're all expecting something. And I thought, all right, here's my out. I'm going to make it look like I don't care, but I've got to score at least once. And what they don't realize, I am on the verge of a heart attack here. Like, it's not good. So I just made sure, like, I passed it out, got one inside, scored on them. I'm 6'5", no one's going to touch me. And then I was like, all right, sub out. Is it like, oh, cool? No. I was 30 seconds away from needing an EMT. Like, not a prayer. And like, the 20 or 30 students, because I scored on them, right? And we're playing against the basketball team and stuff. They're from all over the place. But I was like, no, the reality is, like, I had to get one in before I died to prove myself, because that was it. We're like, oh, there, I got sub out. But no.
trying to keep
20
your game
minutes later,
face.
I went back to class, and I'm all red in the face, and I'm panting, and I'm down in water. Like, there was not much left.
4
of me there.
buttons undone, like, sweat poured.
Oh my gosh,
Stick his head out the window.
real rough, real rough. Yeah.
Katie's cousin, they have a memorial tournament for their son that they had lost.
Yes.
And they do a floor hockey tournament. So the first year they did it, they're like, "Oh, can you come?" I was like, "Yeah, all right." And I, at the time, had just turned 40, and I'm older than everybody else here. And
Cameron's 40.
Actually, I'm going to be 42 soon. But anyway,
Oh, leap year, you skipped 41.
I did. So I went to play. I went to play in defense, and they're like, "Oh, can you play net?" Because that's what I always did. I always played goalie. I was like, "Sure." So I was 40 years old. The other goalie was 43 years old, and they had like 5, 6, 7 teams, and we made it to the end. The 2 oldest guys in the tournament were the 2 goalies in the end game, and we looked at each other. I'm like, "How are you doing?" He goes, "I'm gonna collapse here. I can't feel my legs."
This was floor hockey, right?
Floor hockey.
So for those of you that have never witnessed Cameron play net in floor hockey, go look up Dominic Hasek highlight reel. Just humor me. And then imagine that on a gym floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine
It looks very unconventional, but it works for him.
imagine like one of those windmills, but like spinning a lot faster.
It's like if you
mean
put
a
a
lot
thing of
slower.
slime. If you put a thing of slime on top of a board and shook the board around a
I
little.
remember playing against Cameron though. And you didn't know whether it was skill or pure luck. But it didn't really matter because you didn't score on him, did you?
Oh, man. The 40-year-old goaltender. I think that's the movie with Steve Carell.
My favorite comment when Cameron turned 40, we all laughed because he's the oldest. And he says, he's sitting in my living room. He says, "Yeah, you guys just wait. You're catching up to me." To which we responded with, "That's not the way age works here. We will never catch you."
It is unfortunately very linear
Hey.
in how it progresses.
Listen, I was having a senior moment, okay? You can give me that one.
Senior moment.
Age is logarithmic. It grows exponentially.
When we were young and we all played floor hockey, we played in this little tiny gym. Now, it wasn't even a half court of an actual gym. It might have been, 50 by, maybe if we were lucky, 50 by
Oh, yeah.
50 by 30.
With enclosed walls.
With enclosed walls and 2 ends. And we learned really quick how to move fast.
Are you talking about the Boom Road gym?
Yes.
The occasional dusty floor.
Yeah. You know it was bad when you run across the floor and all of a sudden you slip on the floor and there's
I was
nothing
just
on
going to
it.
say, it was either the dust made it slippery sometimes, or you had 15 teenage boys down there sweating up a storm.
One guy falls down.
And the condensation alone was
Off the walls.
that corner's wet again already. Just playing it all over the...
And you always know who sweats the most because you're like, I'm not going in the corner with that guy. I'm not doing it.
Oh, man, this is bad because who knows who listens to this podcast. So I remember we used to play a certain other local school in basketball. And I was by far not a starter, so I had time to argue on the bench. And me and the other lads, because you knew 1 or 2 of you were getting subbed in, and you'd already be arguing over, I'm not guarding him, you guarding him. I'm not bumping against him, I'm not doing it. So it'd be that one player in the other team that you're watching it drip off him, and it's like, I'm not guarding him. So
Slimer.
Guy runs by his slime on the way by.
Oh my gosh, it's true though. There's always that one, and that's got to be unfortunate to be that guy. Oh my gosh,
And he knows. You know,
He's
he
gotta
knows.
know.
And that's the worst part. He's like, hopefully this will keep him away. That may be part of his
I know.
strategy.
It's
Yeah,
not like you
he's
can
got to
help
learn
it,
how to weaponize it. You know?
it was because he was open. It worked. He'd get down low in the post. He was wide open. Yeah, no one's posted up against him. Oh my gosh.
Do you remember going into the youth prison to play floor hockey?
Yeah.
That time? That was always... It was funny. That sounds like people are listening. Like, what are you talking about? Well, our buddy's father was the... would they have called it chaplain?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
I think chaplain. And so he suggested we come in and put a team together and play floor hockey against some of the youth prison inmates. And, when you first hear that, you're like, no, I'm not going to do that. And they explain, it's like, no, it's the guys on the best behavior and they have good, records. This is like a privilege for them, right? Like they they get to do this, so they're not going to screw it up. And so, we all we agreed to do it. And you go in and you're kind of nervous, and you're in there kind of shooting around, and then they all file in, and but some of these guys are like big guys, and you're like, oh my gosh, like what am I doing here, and whatever. And I remember the first time the ball went into the corner, I was going with the other guy. I'm like, you can get that, you win this one. But in all fairness, it was awesome. I'll never forget it. It was just like, I can remember going in several times, and I almost remember like the games and how they went and the guys that were there, and it's the opposite to what you would think. They were just so grateful that you took your time to come in and do that. And
yeah,
and
they were
play
always
with them.
so thankful.
Super
yeah, they
nice.
really were.
And yeah, it was always like a great, there's no like bad attitudes and stuff. Like it was.
When I started coaching, I brought one of my basketball teams in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah, because I remember there was a big, I don't know what the policy was, but because it wasn't a sanctioned game, we weren't supposed to wear, my out was just don't wear your uniforms then. Because technically
okay.
insurance-wise or whatever, the team wasn't allowed to, but all the boys wanted to. So it's like, all right, so we're not a team then.
Right.
Oops, just don't wear your jerseys, wear your practice jerseys. And
Just a
the
group
same
of
there,
guys.
but like the boys had a blast because I think they were nervous.
Yeah.
And like, it was pretty rough.
Well, yeah.
There was fouls called and stuff. They hired a ref to come in and do and like the kids, like the inmates played their guts out, and they were so thankful after and shook hands and all. They just wanted someone to play with.
Yep.
They get to practice all the time. No one comes in to play them.
Yep.
Right. So yeah, they were just super thankful and grateful that you were in there.
It's not what you'd think. It's not like an angry environment.
No,
It's
it wasn't at
competitive.
all. And then my guys wanted to know, like, when can we go back? Like, it was really, they had a blast. It wasn't, but it was the same thing. The first 15 minutes were like,
Yeah, you're kind of like,
okay. Yeah, that's not, then you realize it's not like that at all. Like, it's just they're normal people too. They just,
yeah.
It's funny how grateful they are, and then you'll play like someone will get you to come and, and play a league.
Usually, like church leagues are the worst.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even that. It's like we all did a league one time for someone because they needed a team for a work team, and we were.
Can we say that who that was? That was.
Who was that even for?
Well, that was where that was.
It was at Karis.
Karis, yeah.
Karis, yeah. You
I don't
needed
think it was
bodies.
associated with the work, but
So they needed bodies, and they got me and Jeremy to come and be part of the bodies. And we thought, well, it can't be that bad. They had a professional team that had just come from Halifax, beaten 16?
Were they? Was it Halifax or Quebec?
It was Halifax.
Halifax.
Didn't they beat
Or there was a tournament. In
There was like
Halifax.
14
Yeah.
teams or 12 teams, and they beat every team.
And these guys are in this thing. Like, what are you doing?
And they were the roughest, toughest bunch of people. Like,
Well, they weren't with us because they were too fast.
oh, they
You wouldn't even have to get rough because you'd have to be there
were
with
past us.
them to get the ball.
It's like the puck dropped and it was in the net.
Yeah, that's
ball.
what it was. Like,
Yeah.
and it was like that all day. And we're like, all right. So then we played a team that was a little like us. That was kind of like, 3-0. Like we were always nothing. And but then their team was like 25-0, and it was like, and they were mad. Like they were all like, "Oh, we need more goals." And I was like, "You're beating us 25-0. It's supposed to be fun."
Yeah.
So then one of the guys in our team, who lives in Hamilton, he actually went and scored. Well, that other bench flipped out. They were yelling and cursing and going
but-
on, and we were like, we thought we had just won
Everybody
the Stanley
else,
Cup.
everybody else in the building was like, "Yeah,
everybody
we
else.
got one goal."
They were
Everyone felt
cheering.
so bad for our team. Everyone was like, "I remember that." They were just like, "Yeah!" It's like the loudest cheer the whole day when we scored a goal.
One goal the whole day in 3 games.
Didn't we like practice for that too?
Yes, we
Oh,
did.
we
got together.
We
Saturday
practiced
before.
I remember that, and I wasn't even there. I remember the whole, because I drive down and visit you.
Yeah,
So I was like,
you-
where he's gone, we have floor hockey practice.
So, some context. This is when me, Gary, and Cameron were living in Fredericton, and Tyson would come down to visit us quite
Well,
often.
I lived in Fredericton, moved back to Miramichi, and then the second I did, they all decided, yeah, let's move to Fredericton. So,
That's not true. I was living in
yeah,
Fredericton
you were
before
there.
you
You were
left.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
And now look at us. We're all like, well, there's 2 of us at least stayed in one city, and the other 2, well, they took off.
Right. I just we had a
I was so
practice.
exhausted by the last game that I just like get to the guy that has the puck when he's going by the boards and just pin him on the boards and stand there. Just,
I remember that.
Just leave it on.
Just leave him.
Give me a penalty, please.
The guy's like, get off me. I can't.
You're actually all that's holding me up.
Who was you didn't play goalie though.
Yeah, I did for one game.
You did for one game, but there was another
We
guy.
had a guy from my work. played,
Yeah,
I
we
think.
didn't know,
Yeah.
or you knew him, obviously. But
I did one, and then that guy from that other super team waffled me in the shoulder. I think broke me. So I was like, I think I'll sit the next one out.
yeah, I just remember we had it practice. Like, what did we think that was going to do?
And we didn't just
I'm
have
not talking
one.
about the
Well,
game.
imagine how bad it
talking about practice.
practice, man. We're talking about
Yeah, 25-1, and we practiced.
Imagine how bad our breathing would have been if we didn't practice.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh man, I remember talking about like stuff. We're like, well, you're good at this, and I'm good at this. So
Yeah, and apparently we were not good at anything.
No.
in all fairness, I think we thought that wasn't going to be nearly as competitive as it was.
We thought it was just a bunch of people
Yeah,
that
just get
randomly
together to
got
have-
together to
yeah.
play, not bring in like the NHL
Yeah, bring
equivalent
in-
of floor hockey teams to destroy us.
Well, the other thing is, too, to be
Oh,
fair,
geez.
and I'm not, because there's not much in my life I'm real confident in, but when we were teenagers, with youth group especially, we played so much floor hockey
Oh man.
yeah,
that I would have challenged any team in the city in a game of floor hockey. It wouldn't
Yeah.
have bothered me a bit.
every Friday.
I know, we were pretty confident in that.
Yeah,
Both me and Cam played goalie
Yes.
quite a bit,
Yes.
and we were both decent out. Like, we were... I mean, we had nothing to compare ourselves to but each other. You threw sticks and you went.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's all. But for a long time, like, not only would you do that after youth, but then one night a week we'd all drive up and go do it again, and the men
Yeah.
would come play with us too from the church. And it was,
Yeah.
but it was floor hockey like all the time.
It's twice a
I
week.
think my gear's still there.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Those old rubber Cooper pads.
Hey, I still have
that
one.
you go to slide. It was like slamming on the brakes, and you'd fly forward.
Yep.
I had those foam ones that looked like Martin. They were painted like Martin Brodeurs. They're
Oh,
probably
man.
still there.
I spray paint. I had black rubber ones, and I spray painted them to look like Van Beesbrook.
The Beezer. No, I still have mine at home somewhere at my parents' house. The trapper, the glove.
Yeah.
Like I actually have the block.
Somebody got me the Patrick Waugh mask for my birthday one year,
Oh yeah.
and I felt like they obviously didn't know
yeah,
me.
they,
And then I was told, like, it was brand new out of the plastic, and they said, sorry, they were sold out of the Felix Potvin ones. You couldn't find them anywhere. Because I remember Canadian Tire was selling these street hockey. You could get Waugh or you could get Potvin. It was 2 days old when I spray painted that thing black. No, sir. Wasn't happening.
Well,
would that have been from TNR? Do you remember TNR Sports?
TNR Sports.
Behind the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, used to go, it was a big deal to go get your hat there.
Yeah.
They had the big hat wall.
Starter
yeah.
hats. They had
Yeah, they had
starters.
starter hats and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
That was the only place you could get stuff like that at the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
When I first started playing floor hockey, though, and you, Tyson, will tell them this is actually true. I never wore a mask at first.
No, he wouldn't.
I wouldn't wear a mask because I couldn't see because I wear glasses. And then we started playing against a guy who we all know. His name is Justin Mullen, and he had the hardest slap shot of anybody.
and that's when you had your Jacques Plante moment.
That is when I had my Jacques Plante moment. Yeah, hit me right.
He used to stand at the point because me and Cameron would play goalie, or Matthew Moss when he was around would play goalie,
Yeah.
and they'd throw sticks. And if Justin was on the other team, you just already, before you started, you were like, oh. Because he'd stand at the point. And very few times would he actually score on me, but it wasn't the point because it's almost like in UFC getting kicked in the leg enough that I'm just going to
Yeah.
cave. You'd slide across, you'd stop it with your shoulder, but inside of 2 or 3 shots, you're so swollen and bruised
Yeah.
from taking that hockey ball off your shoulder that's like, I'm not sliding across to stop it. If they one time him again, it's in. I'm not sliding across to get that thing.
Do you remember the night that he took the shot and I was wearing that brand new helmet and he actually dented in a floor
Yeah.
hockey helmet? I was in net and I was
Yeah.
looking, I put it on because I knew he was going to play. And I was like, all right, I got a mask on for once. This is weird, but I'm safe. He took a slap shot that hard that the front of this brand new street hockey
Yeah, the
mask,
cage.
it bent in. I took
Like
it off,
the nose piece that used to run down,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
dented it.
bent
Oh
it
my
in.
gosh.
With a hockey ball.
And I was
Wow.
like, yeah, I think I'll play defense for a little while.
Yeah, there was
Just like,
no, man, he had a hard shot.
Just like getting hit in the face with a hammer.
Oh. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he had a real hard shot.
How many concussions have you had, Cameron?
Actually, at last count, it's 4.
4.
I think.
Me too, buddy.
There might be a 5th one in there. It's sketchy.
Who are you guys again?
Oh man.
I had at least 4. I think. Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, 4. Yeah, 4.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, my first one was dandy. Cameron was right there for that one.
Scorpion death drop.
Got dropped in the back of my head. Thanks, Dougie.
Going down a hill.
Going down a hill. I think there was a perfect storm. There was even a rock there.
Yep.
And I tell you how I know now.
He slipped.
I was out. I was out.
He was out.
But it's like blinking your eyes. I didn't know I was out. So all I come to, not realizing I was even out, and the first voice I hear is Cameron. And I hear Cameron saying over, I didn't know there was like 6 people gathered around me. All I can hear is Cameron.
Are you dead, man?
Oh, yeah. But full on, like Cam's, the thing is, Cam never sounds worried. So when he does, it freaks you out. And so I'm laying there and my bell's rung. And I can remember clear as day the thoughts I was having, because it's like, oh my gosh, just leave me alone. Like, it's not a big deal. And he's like, are you all right? I said, yes, I'm all right. Like, it's fine, whatever. He said, how many fingers am I holding up, Tyson? And I think I said, like, would you just let me open my eyes? Like, let me lay here for a second? And then he says, your eyes are open. I remember you were like clear as day.
Oh man.
And I was like, and here's the panic. I can't see. Yeah. I think it was 10 minutes later, like it had slowly faded in back to, and then I remember going to because I remember the doctor, for whatever reason, just so you know, folks at home, if someone has a concussion, you don't need to yell at them. They can hear.
They haven't lost the ability to understand
But the
English.
doctor,
But apparently they lose the ability to see. So obviously,
my parents are away, and Paul Williams is in the room with me or whatever, and I got this, because I remember I was just mad because I wanted to go-karting that night. Everyone was going go-karting, and I couldn't go because I might have a concussion. So I was blind for 5 to 10 minutes, right? And I remember the doctor, he's asking me the symptoms. I told him, I said, well, apparently I couldn't see, and then it faded back in. And they sent me for x-rays and come back in, and then another doctor comes in, and I'm not kidding. I have a witness to this because Paul could attest to this. You've bruised your brain. Where you hit your head is the orbital part of your brain. There will be swelling on, and I'm looking at Paul like, what is wrong with this guy? What is happening? Like, I can see now. I'm fine now.
This is
Give me a Tylenol and let me go lay
This is
down. I
not
have a
my
headache.
first day in Canada from another country. I don't know English.
You don't need to, I'm not having a hard time understanding English.
Yeah.
I'm not losing my hearing. Even my vision, I can see now. I've been able to see for the last 3 hours. And that was back
man.
now they let you sleep. Back then, poor Paul every 30 minutes was up in the night waking me up, and
Yeah.
the whole
that's a big deal though. Is if you go to sleep, it will.
They say it's actually not.
Well,
Now it's not. After all these years, it's like, let them sleep.
what they do
Really?
now,
Yeah.
what they do now is they actually put you in a room, which pitch black, no windows, no sound, and they let you go in there so you don't have any stimulation to let your brain kind of
Just
reset,
shut down and
heal.
relax for a second.
That's what it's supposed to do.
Okay.
Obviously, when we were all younger, it was like,
Poking you every 30 minutes to make sure you're still there.
"Are you awake? Do you know who I am? Do you know what's going on? Yeah, you're poking me and you're bugging me. So get out of here."
Yeah.
Let's give you a cup of coffee and some Red Bull to keep you awake.
You know, the concussions came easier after that one. It didn't take
Yeah,
much
they
effort.
just roll off the tongue. Eh?
I don't know if I got a concussion, but do you remember that time that we went sliding up in Red Bank? And we call it Aspen.
Aspen, yeah.
And
The old sandpit hill that's almost straight down.
well, when we got there,
Oh, that's a bad
it was
hill.
Yeah.
it's right when you come off the bridge. It's straight
Straight
across
ahead.
the
So it's
road,
probably
right?
so for everybody, let everybody know, it's an old sand pit that's probably about 100 feet high, roughly,
And they haven't dug out of it in years.
and they
just
haven't
left
dug
it.
out in years, and it's probably got like a pretty much
It's got to be a 70 degree.
It's got to be 70 at least. It's a bullet. It's
So,
just straight.
I can't remember how old I was or how old we were when we
He
went.
said he doesn't have a concussion.
And when we got there, it was dark. And there's not where the pit is, but there's another part where it's just kind of like a long hill, and like you slide down it and whatever and get going pretty good. And I just remember we were at the top, and like say, we got there and it was dark. And I just remember looking down and being like, it's deceiving because it's all snow
You
covered.
can't see.
So,
It's so dark now, yeah.
but it's like, oh, it looks like there's like a jump there. So of course, I don't remember how old I was, maybe 19
I'm going to aim for that.
or 20. And I thought, to go off the jump, that would be great. And you guys were all going down this way, so I went down this other way.
There's video
over this
somewhere,
jump. Is there really?
Yeah.
And so I was like, this is going to be great. So I start going down, and I was on the tube, and I still remember this like plain as day. I hit the jump, and I'm like, yeah, I got all of that. And I still remember, I'm thinking like, I'm still in the air. And then it was just like, wham! On solid, hard-packed rock and dirt. And I just landed right on my face.
Like, if you guys had seen this, it doesn't seem like much, but I know, God is my witness, you could have counted a full 5 seconds before he hit. Like, it's like he hits the jump, and it literally 1, 2, 3, 4.
Because you guys all watched.
Oh,
He was up there.
And I remember, like, I don't remember much. I really don't. I was just
Land
kind
and bounce or
landed, yeah.
or was it like an Insta stop?
No, I think I bounced.
Well.
Like, because it was fairly hard, like where it,
Then we went home.
Well, I think we stopped at Dairy Queen because I had left for this thing without the supervision of my mother, so I was in sneakers, and my sneakers were completely soaked and frozen, and I couldn't feel my feet. And we stopped at Dairy Queen, and I tried to get out of the car and walk, and I couldn't because my feet were
He
completely
collapsed
frozen.
when he got out of the car.
And Tyson's mother, Sherry, I remember her being mad at me.
Yeah.
I think we've all been there, Jeremy.
Clearly, your mom was not part of you leaving for this thing.
No.
Yeah, so
we drug you into a few situations.
Just a few.
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Wow.
I was talking the other night to some students at school and realizing like all of our parents put up with a lot with us four growing up.
Wow, didn't they though?
Yeah.
Whether it's like, between meals and staying up too late and loud music in the basement, or
Yeah.
I even had a flashback the other night. Like we were driving through Sunny Corner and someone asked what a building used to be, and I said, "Oh, they used to get fish and chips there." And I had the whole flashback to Cameron's dad coming in. Boys, like, look at all we had stopped in at a fish and chip place, and all of us bought the family pack. So
Yep.
his dad comes through the kitchen, sees all the boxes of food, and says, "Oh, boys, you didn't have to do that, but it's all gone." All of us had eaten an entire family pack. Enough food to feed a family of four individually, and left nothing for him.
Zero.
I just remember the look on his face
Don't
of utter
worry.
disappointment of there's not even one fry left. There's
Oh
nothing.
yeah. He walked in. He goes, "Oh hey boys, hey, you got a lot." Well, there's none left. We're like, "No." You just ate all of it? We're like, "Yeah." Well, did you bring me any?
No.
No.
Like I'm talking, we all ate 8 pieces of fish.
Everyone got the
And,
same.
oh yeah. And everyone-
Sadly, that's not the most fish I've eaten in one sitting.
And
This
it's
is
not-
true.
And that's not even where the night ended. Because that night we go to youth group, and me and Gary then were playing on the worship team at youth group.
You're in band, yeah.
And it's ready to go. We're on stage. The youth pastor, hey, Pastor Keith, is talking. And Gary just looks at me, I gotta go. Sets down the guitar,
I swear.
doesn't run, but walks very briskly out of the church. And I remember Pastor Keith looks at me, and I just kind of like shrugged, like, I don't know.
I swear. To this
His
day,
loins noticeably tight.
to this day, you can hear Gary's stomach rumbling as he went by.
Yeah. Yeah, that family pack of fish came right back around.
But like you say, I wasn't around for this one, but there not a time where you another time where you gorged.
That was at
Frank's Finer Diner.
I ate I forget what they called it now. It was some challenge where if you could eat it, they would give you a coupon for a free large fish and chips.
It was more fish.
15 pieces of fish and like a whole bag of French fries.
And
I cleaned off that plate.
And you're forgetting the best part. Neil.
Oh, Neil as well.
And the coleslaw.
Yes. Had to finish the coleslaw.
So Gary thought he was done. So the girl came over with the certificate, was going to give it to him. And then Neil, being the competitive person that Neil is, Neil goes, he ain't done.
You didn't eat the coleslaw.
You didn't eat the coleslaw. Gary's like, but I don't eat coleslaw. He goes, he ain't done. So the girl stood there and looked at them and looked at them. And Gary's like, well, all right. And he eats the whole thing of coleslaw. And it fed a family of 6.
Yeah, I could. They gave me the coupon, and I was like, I don't want to see fish and chips again for a year. So I gave that away.
Here's more fish.
Oh my!
15 pieces of fish.
Man.
It had the opposite effect, though. I was like a good solid week before that came out.
I hear you. The day I did the 13 McDoubles at McDonald's. And fries. It started with a double quarter pounder. And then it turned into a little mini competition.
As
And
it
it's like,
always
well, if my
does.
buddy got 12, I'm getting 13. I remember we went back to class and I'm keeled over on the desk. I am not in good shape. Just not in good shape. And I remember my buddy Anthony sitting behind me and the teacher walks by and asks me, like, are you okay? And Anthony all smiles, sits up straight. He ate 13 McDoubles, sir. Like it was the most impressive thing he'd ever seen in his life. Oh, was not in good shape.
Yeah. Actually, I still remember at the Wendy's in Fredericton, I remember Brian Siddle ordering ordering a burger with, how many patties did it have?
Why do I want to say 24?
I want to say there was 20 or something, or yeah.
It was more than 12.
And there was a picture. I don't know where that is.
We have to post that. If I find it, I'll post it.
Yeah, post that for Brian.
In my mind, it was either 12 or 20 or 24. It was something, but it was the highest
How
stacked
did
thing.
he eat that?
Not well.
I remember the cashier, the guy at the cash was just like, all right. Like, I remember him being like,
But then they made it like the entire staff walked out of the back of Wendy's to watch this. And it turned into like, we'll bring it to you.
yeah.
Back when they didn't do that.
And I remember he grabbed a handful of the patties and like wrung them out. I remember that. Puts it back on.
Had to bring a fork.
He made a
with
good
him.
dent in it.
He
And then
made
he
a
was
good
like
dent.
handing out patties to his friends. Like, what are we going to do?
You basically have to eat it like a giant apple. Like, I don't know how else
There
to
was
eat a
no,
burger
yeah,
like
there was
that.
no, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a picture of him somewhere behind this burger
And he's
that is stacked the height of 4 burgers. Like,
Wow.
That was the worst part of the fish and chips, too. It was like after the 8th or 9th piece, it wasn't how it felt in your stomach. It was just your mouth was
Gummy.
caked in batter. It's like you couldn't
I
feel
can't even
anything
taste
when
it
you were
anymore.
putting it in.
Yeah, he's saying after 5. He had like 15 of them. So.
yeah. Imagine how your heart felt.
Let alone his stomach.
Can't do that now.
Oh,
No.
Man, back then.
It was also, we went to Dairy Queen once. And we were going out with people and they were for like a little ice cream blizzard or something.
Yeah.
And then the 3 of us decide, you know, for the price of a blizzard, the 3 of us could split an ice cream cake.
We could split an ice cream cake. And just thought that was a great deal.
So we
and
just sat down and ate a third of an ice cream
Yeah.
cake in one sitting.
you and me, Nathan, and we ate a third. That's like having like, what, 8 pieces of ice cream cake.
I remember going home after that and laying down with Heather, and I was just like, I don't feel good.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like the feeling of dairy specifically
Yes.
just rolling around inside.
Too much of anything's not good, but too much milk or dairy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's bad.
Your stomach.
At like 11 o'clock at night.
Man, boys.
But there's something that happens. There's a certain point where you get so far into those things,
You can't
you're
turn
like, I
back.
can't stop now. But I have to finish it.
Power through.
I just wish I had that metabolism back.
Oh, I know, right?
I could eat 13 cheeseburgers and not put on a pound. Now I look at one and my hips get bigger.
You see, I never had that metabolism you guys did. I was always a big guy. I always was, and I still am.
Well, now I'm so like I watch a lot what I eat. I rarely eat out. If I do, it's like proportioned, or I don't need to upsize it anymore. I got nothing to prove ananymore. You know what I mean? But back then it was like, there's a twofer.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you sharing that? No.
No, that's
do
Duke
you
and dine
mean?
for me.
And we did it all the time.
Yeah. Some of us still do it.
The younger ones.
Yeah. Anyway. If I was, let's say, for example, I wanted to turn my life around and start getting in shape and being healthy, where do you know of a place where I could go and get myself in shape, Tyson?
That is the single best transition, Jeremy Bourque, I have ever heard.
You're welcome.
But we were talking about taking better care of ourselves, and none of us are getting any younger. I love that saying because nobody gets younger.
We're all
right?
catching up to Cameron.
We're all catching up to Cameron.
That is the episode title.
And we are trying to take better care of ourselves and stuff. We joke about what we used to do, Jeremy. But we all are taking better care of ourselves and everything. And what better way to take care of yourself than actually getting a gym membership and going full bore and just doing it. Get it done.
Right.
River City Fitness is in Miramichi. It's open 24 hours a day for members. You can go in anytime you want.
So there is no
excuses like you're too busy.
Right.
I have no time. I work so much today. You can work. It can be 2 a.m. if you need to go get your workout in. You can go do it.
They open for 24 hours, so you can work out for 24 straight hours. They do that for you.
I don't know if they recommend you working out for 24 straight hours.
So if I need to work,
Sounds like a challenge.
24-hour
But
challenge.
it is the city of Miramichi's newest fitness facility. It's fully updated, the whole bit, full supplement store on hand, 24-member access. They offer different tannings as well, if you want spray tan or anything like that. If you want, a lot of people who are doing competitions go there. Their membership rates are super competitive. It's not, guys, it's an affordable spot, 24 hours a day. They'll help you with anything you need.
I was just saying to myself the other day,
Throw the excuses out the window, get her done.
where can I get a workout, a tan, and my supplement all in one place?
At 3 a.m.
At 3 a.m.
RiverCityFitnessClub.ca.
Right.
Check them out on Facebook, Instagram. They've got everything you need, the expertise you need, 24/7 support. Go in any time of day.
I don't know. They get
take
to work
the
cut out with
excuses
this
away.
guy.
Hey, quit pointing at me.
How would a spray tan work on you, Cameron?
Oh, man. I swear. The boys, Maddox made another Cameron Hare
Like a
joke the other
barbecue
night.
bristle brush or
And
something.
I don't know what's going on with phones, but there's been an ad popping up on my Facebook feed for a hair removal system with a handle. You see those ones you can scrape your back and it just comes off? And I started seeing them after Maddox made a joke about how hairy Cameron is. How would a spray tan work on you?
It wouldn't.
Because a lot of it would flake off
I would like
from
to
the hair.
shave my initials in your back. Send you for a spray tan and then shave the rest off and see what it looks like. Like a lot of people, like, you know, they'll suntan lotion someone's initials, but we could have like an inverted. We could do it backwards.
That's right.
Do it like the week before his trip to Jamaica.
Oh, that's
Cameron's
fantastic.
walking around the resort. One of the workers like, sir, you know, you can take your shirt off.
That that kind of actually did happen a little bit
What are you talking about?
in Mexico when I went on a trip with my family.
Oh my God. It's 30 degrees, sir. You can take that sweater off. It's okay.
So my wife and I went off resort and we were doing like an underground, like a cenote. We were doing like,
I don't know what that sounds like a car.
it's an underground river.
Oh.
So
Driving the Renault Cenote.
So you could like you zip lined through the jungle and then you rappelled into an underground river. You swam around in it and then you would come out and then you would go to another one. So this next one we were going to, you could walk into. And just before I went down, our tour guide called me Canadian Sweater. He actually called me Canadian Sweater.
Oh my gosh.
Canadian Sweater was your name. Like that's
He called me Canadian Sweater. So I went to get in the water and I go,
oh man.
he goes, it's cold. I said, well, it can't be that cold. He goes, well, no, you're wearing a sweater. And then he started calling me Canadian Sweater. So I'm about to rappel into this underground cenote, and he says to the other guy on the other side who's hooking me up, Canadian Sweater. And the guy kind of looked at him because he must not have understood English very well. And then he explained Canadian Sweater, and he looked at me and goes, sweater. And then he laughed, hooked me up, and then just started rappelling me down this cave. So our tour guide actually called me Canadian Sweater.
Wow. And he probably to this day tells people about this guy that came through called the Canadian Sweater.
Probably.
The legend.
The myth.
Although you probably want to, you can sort of take that two ways. The sweater, like you were talking about sweating earlier, like the Canadian Sweater. Like
No.
I think it's pretty clear when we're talking about
well,
Cameron.
we're talking about Cameron. It's clear.
Thanks.
It's clear. Yeah.
Cameron doesn't sweat. He's a walking roll of bounty.
Oh, darn.
There's
A
an absorption.
moisture wicking body.
There's an absorption factor. Oh, jeez.
What are you talking about? Get a haircut, you
So
hippie.
mean. Well, that's fair. It's totally fair. It's
We're
a
watching
completely fair
Impractical
game.
Jokers the other night, and Murr's punishment because he's pretty hairy, but he shaved. I guess like it turned into a whole like Murr. How often do you shave your chest? Let's be real. And he says, honestly, guys, like every week, like once a week, I shave my chest. Like it's pretty. They said, all right, and they lifted his shirt and they took a cup and they circled around both nipples, and said, for the next 3 months, you're not allowed to shave inside of these lines. So then 3 months later, he thinks he's there to do something else. And it's like, nope, this is your punishment. Take that shirt off. You're going to go out and talk to all these girls. And then he realizes, so he thinks that's a punishment. That wasn't the punishment at all. It had nothing to do with they just wanted to embarrass him with the shirt off. That wasn't actually his
That's
punishment.
awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the first one I saw where he seemed legitimately mad. Yeah, he was pretty upset.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Wow. So who do we think?
This one's Simply for Life in River City Fitness.
Thank
we-
you, River
we-
City.
Because we
No, but like he usually has an outro, like we're laughing and like check us out on Facebook and all.
yeah.
Oh.
It's hard to just organically laugh. And
That would be great.
my gosh.
laughing.
Thanks for that one, Jeremy.
Wow, great
Oh
show,
my gosh.
guys.
It was amazing. I'll start talking like William Shatner.
I've still got a bunch of outros of Gary's when he rhymed off a whole bunch.
Oh
that
my
time.
gosh.
Oh,
yeah,
I can
I'm
only
still using
imagine.
those. Oh, too funny. But thanks for listening, everybody. Make sure you check out our sponsors for this episode: Simply for Life Food Market in Miramichi, River City Fitness Club in Miramichi, both two great sponsors. Check us out on Facebook. Make sure you check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Twitter. Like all those. And please go check our sponsors out too. Give them a like or a follow. Give them some love from us. We appreciate the support.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What he said.
Yeah, you got places that this body has
Well,
nothing
yeah,
to
but
do
I
with.
figured Simply for Life
That's why it's funny.
in River City Fitness. Yeah. We have bodies for podcasts.
I have a podcast bod.
A bod.
You just wasted some of your life listening to the Bush League podcast. You must stop what you're doing right now. Like and subscribe and leave a 5-star rating. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and like us on Facebook.